Hello and a warm welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Melinda Kinlami. Coming up on the program, Southern governors restate their commitment to Nigeria's unity in Owerri, the Imo State capital. Nigerian Army nabbed suspected Boko Haram terrorists recover weapons at Kabiri local government area of Yobe State. The Cross River State government is set to begin exportation of bananas. Some governors have warned groups in the country to stop threatening Nigerians with quit notices. The governors who met under the aegis of the Southeast Governors Forum in Owerri, the Imo State capital, restated their support for the unity of Nigeria. The chairman of the forum and Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel mentioned that the forum has set aside political differences and come together to chart a new course for economic integration amongst member states.
Governors from the SouthSouth and Southeast states arrive at the Government House, Owerri, the Imo State capital, for the forum's periodic meeting. The meeting starts with a prayer and worship session at the Government House Chapel. In attendance are the governors of Delta, Enugu, Cross River, Imo, Akwa Ibom, Abia and Bayelsa states, as well as the deputy governors of Anambra and Imo. The state chief executives proceed to the presidential banquet hall for the crucial meeting. The host governor, Rochas Okorocha of Imo State, commends his colleagues for the unity that exists among the two regions, but believes there is still room for improvement.
We have definitely disappointed those who carry the rumors that we can never unite. And that we appreciate one another. We enjoy the relationship, and it is good for us. We must remember that we are laying the solid foundation upon which subsequent generations here from Borno of this dead part must tread.
On the sensitive issue of the October the 1st quit notice given Igbos living in the north, the forum's chairman is pleased with the way stakeholders in the two regions handled it. He says the forum will always support the nation's indivisibility.
We are hopeful that this will be the last time any person or group of persons will make any statement or take any action that seems to suggest that any part of this country is a no-go area to other Nigerians.
After an over 1 hour closed-door meeting, the governors make their resolutions known.
We discussed issues of security, issues of infrastructure in our region, and we discussed our economic interests and our economic integration. Also, look at several other national issues.
With the next meeting fixed for November the 26th in Akwa Ibom State, all eyes will be on what the governors make of the resolutions at these meetings and how that is impacting on the well-being of their people so that it doesn't end up as just another routine gathering for the governors.
To security matters now, residents in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, were jolted from their sleep in the wee hours of this morning following the invasion of their community by gunmen, which left 10 people, including a couple, dead. The State Police Public Relations Officer, DSP Nnamdi Omoni, told Channels Television that the gunmen stormed a slaughter market in the community this morning and opened fire on the people, most of whom were market women who were taking shelter there. According to him, some of those killed may not have been the target of the gunmen. The police has deployed officers and men to the area with an assurance that the command will do everything possible to get the perpetrators. And still on security matters, Boko Haram terrorists appear to have taken to cattle rustling in order to survive, leading to further confrontation with the Nigerian armed forces. The army engaged and neutralized suspected Boko Haram herders over the weekend in Borno and Yobe State, killing 4 of them and recovering different arms and ammunition. According to the Army spokesperson, Brigadier General Sani Usman, troops of the 8th Division Mobile Strike Team intercepted a group suspected to be Boko Haram cattle rustlers at Ligin village of Borno State. The soldiers engaged the insurgents as they were driving the stolen cows into Maiduguri market, and in the shootout there, 3 people died. Those are the suspected terrorists, had the casualties on that side. And also on Saturday, troops of the 120 Battalion, supported by local vigilantes, intercepted a group of suspected Boko Haram cattle rustlers at the Kibiri village in Juba local government area of Yobe State, following a tip-off. A statement from the Brigadier General Usman says one of the terrorists were killed, while several others escaped with gunshot injuries. And staying with security matters, but this time in Edo State, where the recent rise in crime has left many concerned about the safety of lives and property. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, and the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, in the state have been trading blame over the situation.
In recent weeks, residents of Benin City, the Edo State capital, have been subjected to news of heinous crimes being committed. The manager of the Ogbazu and Nature Park, Dr. Andy Hanire, and a famous local musician, Usayomori Joseph, are on the list of high-profile personalities kidnapped. The latest, a few days back, a senior lecturer in the University of Benin, Professor Paul Utasoye, was shot dead at his Ekenwa Road residence. The Edo State Police Command calls for calm among residents as the force tries to deal with the situation.
A distress call was received from Lagbadaro Street off Siloko Road that there was sporadic shooting in the neighborhood. So our men moved in there. Before they got there, the said professor had been shot dead by some hoodlums. But in the course of trying to unravel the cause of the incident, 3 suspects were arrested. Then the Nissan Primera car that was used to trail the victim to his house was also recovered by the police. I'm assuring the good people of Edo State that very shortly the 2 victims have been rescued by the police. The commissioner has directed on tactical teams to ensure that the 2 prominent indigenes of the state are rescued unhurt.
The major opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, fought the state authorities over the recent surge in crime rate.
Until this moment, nothing has been heard from the kidnapped victims. And unfortunately, the state government, we are not seeing what they're doing about this. They are in charge of security, with the governor in charge of security. They should be able to call the police, DSS, and all security agencies to come together to work as one to try to stop and reduce this menace.
Reacting to the allegations, the chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC Edo State, Ansemo Jesua, absolves the state government of any wrongdoing.
That is the reason why we are looking at the possibility of getting our citizens to participate fully in this security arrangement by provision of information and intelligence to the security agencies. These things take a little time, but this effort is on. You don't expect the governor to be publishing effort is making on security and also informing the criminals as to what he is doing.
The Edo State Police Command assures residents of its competency to combat crime in spite of the recent security challenges.
The governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, has something to say about the rise in crime there. He has assured residents that his administration is now deploying resources tactfully to arrest the recent spike in the security challenges in parts of the state. He sympathized with the family of the late Professor Paul Osatovie, who was killed in one of the attacks. In a statement issued by the Secretary to the State Government, Barrister Osarodion Oge, the governor appealed for calm amongst the people and asked them not to resort to extreme measures that could endanger the lives of those being held. He mentioned that the state government is committed to ensuring that those held are released to their families. And when news across Nigeria returns, the Ogun State government is set to reduce modern equipment for farmers in the state. That's in a moment. Join us again.